Om Shanti. All of you, you can hear me? I'm audible and visible. Now, let's start the session. Coming to the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned. Gently close your eyes. Go into your posture. Go into your asana. Observe the alignment. How's your back, your neck, your shoulder? Now, bring your awareness towards your breath. How the breath is going in and coming out. Just observe the natural breath. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation with awareness from the belly. Now, inhale for the 3-time Om along with Shanti. Take a deep breath. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your both palms. Wrap your palm. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm gently. Open up your eyes with a big smile and say Om Shanti. So, in previous session, we talked about the Okar chanting. Today, we're gonna learn the Makar chanting. Before practicing the Makar chanting, let's talk about the more facts about the Pranav meditation arm. So today we're gonna talk about the benefit, like Akar, Ukar, Makar. What if you keep chanting this Akar and Makar? What you have to keep in your mind, and what kind of benefit you will get. Okay. So Akkar, Ukkar, and Makar chanting. So if we talked about it, these three symbols are associated with the three God. Okay, three kind of God. So our sound is associated with the creation, something which is creating. Okay, creation. Something is creating, like something is born. So our sound is related to the born, and this the god of the creation and god of giving the birth is the Brahma, Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is the god of the creation. Brahma, Brahma. So Brahma, Lord Brahma. I'll write it down for you if you have difficulty. So our sound is Brahma. It's become difficult here. I'll like this. Brahma, Lord Brahma. Okay, Brahma. Then Vishnu, and then Shiv. So Brahm is our sound, Vishnu is U sound, Shiv is Ma sound. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv. These are the three forms of the energy which governing this whole universe. So Brahma is the God which is creation, like something is born, that is a we associate it with that thing with the Lord Brahma. Okay, that energy creation, energy of the creation, we associate it with the Lord Brahma, God Brahma. Then Vishnu, the sustainability and development, flourishing, prosperity, this energy which growing the things around you, which developing the things around you, require certain kind of energy for that as well. That energy is the god of that energy is the god Vishnu. Okay, god Vishnu, Vish and Vishnu. Then there is the end of the death, god of the end, culmination, god of culmination and god of destruction, detachment, that is god Shiva or Shiv. God Shiva or Shiv is the energy which destructing or which putting the end to the beginning, which stopping the development, and then again recycling everything again, then universe again start. So end of everything is that energy governed by the Lord Shiv. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv. So each individual sound is, basically resonate with these kind of energy. And when you are pronouncing, when you are chanting correctly, you are activating those energy. You are basically balancing those energy. So Akar chanting. So Lord Brahma is also related to the matter. You can see matter. So if you want a physical fitness, health, or materialistic health, you have to chant Akar chanting. Okay, more you do this chanting, you get the physical health, or materialistic health. Okay, U chanting. Come to yes. So U chanting basically are related to the energy of Vishnu. Vishnu is governing that energy. U chanting is associated with the mental peace. Like if you want a mental happiness along with the physical, then you have to chant the U, balancing between physical and the mental health. Okay, that then you are gonna chant the ukkar chanting. U sound you have to produce it. Then to get the spirituality, to take the path of spirituality, you and developing the detachment towards the materialistic world and even energy world, you entering into the spiritual world. For that you required ma sound, and you required, and that energy govern ma sound is resonate with the Lord Shiv, okay, and which help you to take you detachment, like it's end of everything. So it's give you the detachment towards the outside world, which bring you towards the inside, keep you inside, and that energy basically governed by the Lord Shiva. And then you are practicing more ma sound, you get the spiritual, you following the path of the spirituality, okay, and you are more stable, you are more detached, you are achieving more peace. So whatever intention you are having, you can chant this akkar, ukkar, makar, or all the three. We're gonna practice all the three together as well. But these, the world, which is divided into the three parts and having the governed by the three kind of energy, and how you can control and you can relate to that energy by chanting akkar, ukkar, and makar. Okay, these are the symbolical meaning I'm explaining you. There is no literal meaning is available. Okay, there is no literal meaning of these ma. There is a symbolical meaning. It's like interpretation. It is human interpretation, and there's a many other interpretation we're gonna talk about into tomorrow class. I talked about other meaning of the akkar, ukkar, and makar according to the Vedanta philosophy. We're gonna discuss about it. Okay, so what kind of benefit you want, you can choose it. If you want all the three, you have to chant all the three together. But right now we are chanting separately because we have to work on our separate level of the body region, right? We have to focus on, like when we are chanting ah, so our focus should be on abdominal. Then oo sound is coming from the chest, feeling the vibration in your chest. You have to focus on that. Then today we're going to learn the ma sound, sound, and that you have to focus on above the throat, this area to this area. So individually you can understand the technique. So if you're gonna introduce to your student chanting, start with the suppression ma sound, so they can focus on the individual, the region of the body. Okay, so which where they have to feel the vibration and sound is coming from which part of the region. But if you initial level start chanting the it's become a little bit difficult. Right now also it is difficult, but more you do practice, more you're able to focus on the different part of the region along with the sound production. Okay, clear? Makes sense? So let's talk about the makar chanting. So technique of the makar chanting, same thing, precaution I talked about already in detail. Ma sound again, you have to use, you have to basically close your mouth. Your mouth, ah, oo, slightly mouth is open. Ooh. Now ma, mm, sound is coming from again the throat, tongue is relaxed, palate is relaxed, and sound should be coming from this area. You can feel the vibration here. So this makar sound is very, very loud, and it gives you the vibration throughout this area. Strong vibration. So if you're chanting correctly, you feel the vibration from throat to the top of the head. If you keep continuing and understand, when we are not articulating the tongue, we can prolong this practice. I already talked about it, why pranava is important. And we also discussed about it, like how the is basically uh, it's the first this sound is creating all the language. A u ma. Through this variation, these sound, all the words alphabets are falling into these, in between this a u ma sound. Okay. And when you are pronouncing, keep the intention in your mind that your body completely relaxed, not having any stress. Go with your own pace. Same precaution you have to take. Don't put so much stress to yourself, and go with the flow. Okay. Go with the way you want to chant. Ma sound you have to produce like when mouth is closed and then ma sound is coming. Like ma, we call na, so mouth is open. Now close your mouth and then say the ma. Then it give the budging sound. Okay, that budging sound we have to create it. So that pronunciation you have to make it, and then when you're doing it, certain kind of vibration you feel, like ma ma ma. When we pronouncing, we are not getting the vibration. The moment you close your mouth, you can feel the vibration. Do it. Check it out. Ma, you don't feel. You feel. Did you figure out right now? Yeah. So that's why pronunciation is important. How you are keeping your mouth, which way you are gonna use your mouth. Partially closed, partially open. How you're using your, lip for that, or you're using the throat, because that create you can understand this thing by practicing the ma sound, because it is very loud. It's very quickly give you the loud vibration, so which you can catch easily. But you don't feel that much vibration. Ooh, you don't feel that much, so you're not able to catch. But in order to figure out what actual pronunciation, uh, how the pronunciation is connected with the vibration of the sound, you can practice the ma sound to see that thing, to experience. You can quickly experience that thing, that when I'm pronouncing correctly, I feel the correct vibration. I can feel the sensation immediately. And if I'm not pronouncing correctly, I keep my mouth open. I don't feel that strong vibration. Vibration is there, but frequency of the vibration is changed. Okay, makes sense. So these things you have to keep in your mind. If your students ask to you like how we're gonna figure out we don't feel vibration, so the makar chanting is the best chanting to immediately catch the vibration of the sound. That's I'm saying. So immediately they can go to experience. There's a hardly any student, I think, not even one or two, even nobody. And there's a one student who said he never felt anything. Hardly there is a one person, but rest of the people, they felt it, they catch it. Okay, so Masa is a very good example to make them experience the vibration of the sound. Okay, so let's start practicing. Any doubt till here? Akar, Ukkar, and Makar. Meaning is clear. Okay. So come into the sitting posture, keeping your back neck straight. Relax your body. Go into your asana. Observe the alignment, how you are sitting. Be comfortable. Once your alignment is correct and you are comfortable within your posture, take the pledge while practicing the Makar chanting. I'm not going to move my any part of the body. 10 to 15 minutes today. We're going to practice 10 to 15 minutes. Remain in your asana. Now, move your attention towards your natural breath. Observe the breath is going in and coming out. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation from the belly. Inhale and exhale from the belly. Now, whenever you are ready, you can start Makar chanting. Whenever you are comfortable, according to your own pace. Any point of time you get tired, keep chanting within your mind. You can take rest, but keep continue chanting within your mind. Mm.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm,
Take your own time to complete your chanting. Take your own time to complete your chanting. Now, move your attention towards the natural breath, the breath which is going in and coming out. Just observe. Now, take a deep, prolonged, slow inhalation, deep, prolonged, slow exhalation from the belly. Now we're gonna end with the 3-time Om along with Shan. Inhale for the Om. Oh. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your both palms. Rub your palms. Place on your cheek. Again, rub your palms. Place on your ear, your neck, entire body part. Last time, rub your palms. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm. Gently open up your eyes very slowly and say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Any difficulty, any problem while practicing? So keep practicing more this thing. Meditation is not end here. Now it's beginning. Do more practice. So tomorrow we're gonna learn the chanting. All three syllables we're gonna chant. Okay. And we're gonna also discuss about the meaning according to the Vedanta. Okay. So Om Shanti. Bless you guys. Meet you tomorrow class.